Cutting out all of your social media won't fix your focus. Reading a book a week means nothing if nothing changes. And forcing a routine that does not fit you, that's not growth, that's noise. In this video, I will show you why applying less can do more, why your habits need to match you, and clarity beats control every time. Let's dive straight into it. I have never been someone who reads a book every other week or none at all. For a long time, I thought I was doing something wrong. I'd scroll through social media and see people posting about 52 books they've read in a year or how they were consuming podcasts at a lightning speed. I would feel behind, like I wasn't keeping up with this productivity race. But then I started questioning it. Why does it matter how much you consume? You can read all the book in the world, listen to all the podcasts, and attend every webinar. But if you are not doing anything with the information you are taking in, what's the point? For me, that was a huge realization. I was absorbing all of this content and information thinking I was improving in, but I wasn't taking any time to actually implementing it properly. You see, real growth doesn't come from collecting knowledge. It comes from applying it. And applying something effectively doesn't mean doing it perfectly or immediately. It means taking one idea, understanding it, and applying it to your life that makes sense for you. Instead of rushing through book after book or listening to podcast after podcast, I decided to slow down. For example, if I read something that resonated with me, I would reflect on it, take notes, and think about how I would integrate these learnings in my daily day to day life. And the result, I actually remember and use more of what I've learned. If you feel like you're consuming more than you can apply, maybe it's time to take a step back and focus on living the ideas you learn, not just accumulating them. In fact, if you're like me and find it hard or it's a struggle to read a book every other day, don't force it. Find alternative ways to learn that align with you, whether it's podcasts, video content, or real life advice from people you know. Just make sure it's about the quality of the learning and not the quantity. And speaking of finding the right opportunities, if you are a student looking for scholarships or universities abroad, you need help crafting a standout CV, or you want expert feedback on your motivation letter, I offer personalized consulting services to get you ahead. All for a small fee, you can get expert help. All you have to do is visit my website in the description. There, click on book now and you fill the Google Forms. All the information is embedded in there and I will take care of the rest because I have done this before. Now it's my turn to help you out. There was a phase where I was completely obsessed with following someone else's routine. And I'm sure you have seen it too. Like the perfect morning routine, the productivity hacks, the wake up at 5 a.m. and conquer the rest of the day videos. If only I could follow whatever other people were doing, I thought I'd be successful. So I started waking up early, meditating, journaling, doing a workout, basically trying to live a life like I was some kind of superhuman, or let's say I was a version of someone and not entirely myself. But you know what? It never felt quite right. The truth is, when you are copying someone else's system and habits, you are missing a critical step. You're not asking whether those habits and systems align with your life, like waking up at 5 a.m. It's great if it fits in your schedule and the way you live your life. But if you are a night owl like me, trying to force yourself out of bed at the crack of dawn is just gonna make you more miserable. I quickly realized that copying and doing someone else's schedule wasn't quite making me any more productive. It was just making me more exhausted. So I took a step back. Instead of forcing myself into a routine that doesn't quite feel authentic to me, I started creating one that aligned with my energy levels and goals. You see, all of us are made different. If we were to measure our similarities and differences, I'm pretty sure the differences will far outweigh our similarities. I began asking myself, what habits actually make me feel energized, focused, and motivated? It turned out that my best work did not come from early mornings. It came from the afternoons when I had more clarity and energy. And that's when I finally understood something. Self improvement is not about copying others, it's about finding what works for you, even if it's a very minor difference. So instead of following someone else's blueprint for success, Focus on crafting your own routine that's built around your own rhythm, goals, aspirations, and energy levels. What matters most is that your habits support your unique goal and lifestyle, and not that you're checking off every item that's on the success checklist of someone else. So, you don't need to fit into a system. You just need to build a system that works for you. I used to think that the more I controlled, the better things would be. I set strict deadlines, wrote out elaborate to do lists, blocked my time to the minute. And I thought that this level of control would make me feel more productive, more disciplined, and ultimately more successful than the rest. But here's what happened: the more control I tried to have, the more stressed and burnt out I became. And instead of feeling in control, I felt like I was running in circles, desperately trying to keep up with this perfectly structured routine that was supposed to make me better. What I was missing wasn't control, it was clarity, and I lacked that a lot. I realized that no amount of scheduling or discipline could replace having a clear sense of what I was actually working forward. Without that clarity, everything felt like a task. Once I stopped micromanaging every detail of my day, I started asking myself, why am I doing this? And that question was a game changer for me. When I gained clarity on my purpose and goals, it didn't matter if I woke up at 5 a.m. or at 8 a.m. What mattered was that I understood why I was doing the things I was doing wrong and how they fit into the bigger picture of my life. Self improvement is not about control, it's about creating a space for clarity. It's about aligning your habits and routines with a deeper purpose. When you have that clarity, motivation, and discipline will follow you naturally. So instead of fighting to keep your day completely structured, focus on defining your priorities and goals. And once you know what's important, everything else will fall into place. So, if you have been following someone else's routine habits or productivity hacks because you think they hold the key to your success, make this video a reminder to rethink your approach. The truth is, the right habits, routines, and systems are the one that fits you, not someone else's idea of success. It's about doing more, it's about doing the right things for your own life and goals. Stop copying someone else's routine, start creating your own. When you take the time to understand what truly matters to you and align your habits with that, that's where real growth happens. Self improvement isn't a race, it's a journey, and it's about finding what works best for you and not what works for everyone else. And still, if you're finding it hard to get to that one right habit that could replace all the other habits, feel free to check this video out.